your happiness, our priority. Feeling good and relaxing. Enjoy your dream with Google Radio, the voice of future.
Yes, welcome, Levy, DJ Levy, uh,
Yes.
in our studio today, Google Radio Podcast. Before we start, I need you to introduce yourself for our audience, please. Go ahead.
So for the audience, for those who know me or for those who don't know me, my name is Levi, but I go by the artist name LV. Or if I am, DJing in most different events, I go by the name of DJ LV. So you can call me LV.
Yeah, Alvi. Can you just tell a little bit about yourself?
So originally from South Sudan, and I lived in Khartoum, then lived in Yemen for some time, and then moved to Australia when I was probably about 13, 14 years of age. So I've been living in Australia for the past 24 years. So my background, I work in customer service, but I also do creative things outside of that, mainly recording and making music. I'm also a DJ as well. So yeah.
Oh, yes, that's wonderful. Yeah, where are you from originally? From South Sudan.
Well, my parents, my dad is from a tribe called Bari and my mom from a tribe called Zande.
Okay, you mix between Barry and Zande together.
Yes.
That's good. Okay, can you tell us, please, when and how you involved in music industry? Because in music industry is not easy. People
Yes.
get involved. Just give us a little bit of story about you when you,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So it started in 2000 and I believe it's maybe 2000 and 2003 or four. At that time, I was in high school and there was a particular group came to my school and they were providing workshop for youth, and that involved being creative, whether you're a singer, dancer, want to be a musician, or maybe you're an artistic person, you like to
Mm.
draw. So that kind of where the journey began. And that's where I met a few of my colleagues back then, and that's how the music journey started. So 2004 is when I started my music journey as a rapper, trying to be a musician, trying to be known to the world that hey, look at me, I make music. So that's how it all started, and then from there we formed a group of five members and we started doing shows and performances in Brisbane, mainly. So we started in doing, birthdays, to, community events, and then, eventually, some of the group kind of separated, other people doing whatever they're doing, of course, different responsibilities,
I think Levi have a little bit
uh,
trouble. Yes, yeah, go ahead.
okay.
Your network a little bit disturbed. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know what's
so
going.
yeah, I just had a call come through. Apologies.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how my journey began. Started at a youth sort of creative kind of program, and then that led to being part of a rap group, and we're doing shows in Brisbane, and that's how we've known. So the group used to be called Free Riders. So for those who are in Brisbane would know the group very, very well. It consisted of five members, but of course, all of us are now doing all kinds of things now. So yeah,
Yeah. Thank you very much for that.
pleasure.
So yeah. Anyway, just a little bit. What type of music you play before you start to be DJ? Before we go to
So
DJ
before
system. Yeah.
be- before I started DJing, mainly it was hip hop, because at that time, hip hop music, I guess, it's the only genre that kind of influenced, people on a global scale. So started hip hop music, and then slowly, slowly from there, from being, a rapper that writes, songs, I then ventured into beat making. So I did that for some time, and then I realized, as a rapper, songwriter trying to be a beat maker, you spend so much time trying to perfect your beat so that it becomes the next big hit. Everybody's always when it comes to music, you just need one hit to become, well known. So, but I realized after some time, after months of doing beat making, my writing skills has started to deteriorate. So I said, you know what, I have to I have to figure out something. So I made a decision to stop making beats. However, I did made one beat that I've made myself that I have recorded a music single with it, but it's not released yet. So that should be out in 2026, hopefully. We're just finalizing a few things. But yeah, that's when I pulled the plug from wanting to be a beat maker because it's a lot of process, takes a lot of time, months and months go by, and it just disappears. So I started focusing heavily on just the writing and the performance aspect of a musician.
Mm.
But I now open myself to now wanted to work with other producers, beat makers, and essentially either lease a beat from a particular source, or maybe have full ownership rights. It really depends through the negotiation. So I left the beat making side of things. I'm fully fledged, performing artist, and I write as well. So yeah, and
Oh, really?
then
Mhm.
yeah. However, the DJ kind of blended in between being a rapper. So, for example, when I started getting to the DJ, career, before CDs and everything became a thing, before computers became a thing. I used to go to a party long, long time ago, and there used to be this DJ who will have cassette, like cassette tapes, and then that's how he used to, play for people. And I thought, you know what, this is actually something really, really cool. So I tapped into that, and through a friend of mine who I've met when we started a rap group, I then got introduced to the world of computers and how softwares can make things a little bit easier. So that kind of piqued my interest as well. So when I got about 18, when I turned 18, my parents had saved me some money. So I used that money to buy my first computer. And then from there, I started collecting music from people for the last 20 years now. So I've been, collecting music until now. So I've been DJing for almost 20 years.
Yes, thank you very much for that. Can you please tell us a little bit what the DJ mean? Because a lot of people know
Hmm.
the DJ, someone play music in the
Hmm.
party, something like that. Can you
Yeah.
explain just a little bit information about the DJ? Which the DJ mean for the music?
Well, look, you summarize it very well. A DJ is just a person that is known in the community as the person that provides good entertainment. I guess great entertainment, if you like to put it that way. So, whether you're playing Congolese music, whether you're playing Indian music, or whether you're playing, music from America, you're the entertainment person. You're the go-to person when people want the great person for a wedding. When you want the person for your baby shower, you're that go-to person. So you're the main person that brings entertainment. However, what a lot of people don't know, and something that everybody should understand, just being a title a DJ is not an easy thing. You can become a DJ, that's not a problem. However, there are different techniques and skills. You can be a basic DJ that just, pushes a button and that's it. But then, there's also the side of DJ where it becomes a little bit more technical, is that, can you mix two songs together at the same time where they seamlessly work together? And that's the skill set you have to learn. But a lot of people may not want to do that, but everybody's different. Everybody wants to be, I guess, unique in their own flavor of type of music. But at the end of the day, if you can put a great entertainment in terms of your music selection, and you know how to, rock the crowd and get people, dancing and shaking and breaking their back or their hip, because after that they're gonna have a great time even though they broke something. So you're the person that made the night a success.
Yes, thank you very much for that. Just we are going to short break, and then we come back again.
From the heart of the world, are you listening and enjoying Google Radio? No matter what, keep your faith and values. Keep your trust and empathy. Google Radio, the voice of future.
Yes, thank you very much. Welcome back again, DJ Levy.
Thank you.
Uh, we have a lot of question about the DJ because our
Sure.
community complaining
Mm-hmm.
uh, because you guys play all the time
Mm-hmm.
different song, especially song from Western Africa,
Mm-hmm.
song from US, for example, and
Yep.
then you know the South Sudanese music
Mm-hmm.
songs because
Yep.
there is a lot of good musician in South Sudan, good song in South Sudan, but
Yeah.
most of you guys doesn't use it. I don't know what is the reason for that. Because
Okay.
the DJ have a rule to play
Mm-hmm.
to bring all our artists together, and then
Yep.
people can listen to their music.
Yep.
If you ignore our community, for example, South Sudanese music, and then just you
Yep.
play Western Africa, blah blah, and
Mm-hmm.
dealing with the US or whatever is
Yep.
in different world, that doesn't make sense. Can you please explain this? Why all of you guys DJs
Yep.
play from Western Africa, different from Congolese, from the Middle East, from whatever?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I'll put it this way, right? So if you're planning an event, yes, and you're gonna tell a DJ, hey, I want you to play hip hop and R&B or Afro beats. This is strictly the rule that you have instructed the DJ to do so, right? However, for me personally, because I've worked and done a lot of events, not just in South Sudanese community, but I expand into white people, Indians, you name it. So for me, I always like to ask the organizer of the event what type of music you want. So if you're giving me a playlist to say here's what you play, right? So I'm playing because you're the organizer of the event. You're giving me the power to play what you want to play. And if your guest is coming, right? Like at the end of the day, the guest shouldn't be upset at the DJ because the DJ is playing because they don't know what's happening in the background. They don't know what the discussion has happened between the
Yes.
organizer and the DJ. So for everybody who's listening, when you go to a party and you've been invited, just even like wedding, for example, I get this a lot in weddings. Like, somebody say, "Oh, can you play this?" I say, "My friend, sorry, I've been instructed by the owner of this event to play this. If you have any problem with it, go speak to the people who invited you to the event. I'm not here to mess up because they've given me a clear instruction and I'm following that clear instruction. However,
But wait, Levi, just
yes,
interrupt you a little bit. You say
yes,
something. The instruction, this owner, maybe
yes,
I can invite you for my wedding, for example.
yeah,
I not instruct you to all music you're going to play. Just maybe in the introduction, for example, the first song you put it for the introduction. That's
yes.
it, I think. But the rest of the song, the DJ is responsible. It's not the owner.
Well, 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 it's like this because as a DJ, we always like to ask what age group are coming to your event. Okay, are they like older people, younger
Yeah.
people? Okay, so what are we gonna cater for those people? Because the owner of the wedding can tell me, look, here's my specific things for wedding reception when I enter, when I finish, and you do the rest, and this is what I want you to play, right? Because at the end of the day, if the client is paying me $2,000 or $3,000. This is the client expectation of me. So if the client is telling me to do this, if I'm gonna veer from that direction, the client is gonna come back and say, "Hey, I did not instruct you to do this. I did not tell you to do this." So at the end of the day, it's about building the relationship, right? Because if this client who you have played what they want, they at some point they're gonna say, "You know what? I know it. I know a great DJ. He came and played at my wedding, at my party, and he's somebody to work because you tell him what to do, he'll do it." Because at the end of the day, yeah, the guest is coming to enjoy the celebration, but at the end of the main primary guest is the client at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, we will do our best, and I'm the type of DJ I will accept requests. That's there are some clients who say, look, if somebody come and say play this, you play. But at the end of the day, you also gotta look at it as well, right? When I'm talking about consistency, can you play things that will consistently go? If I play because we can gauge how the crowd is going, because we can see what's going on in the dance floor. As soon as you change that momentum to something that's just gonna let's say, for example, we're playing let's say Loj, what's that song called? Featuring Chris Brown, I forgot the name now. But when you're playing those type of upbeat songs and all of a sudden you drop to something completely slow, it changes the dynamic completely. And the reason why people will come and request song from us because they can feel that we're giving them the energy. So we like to keep the energy consistent at a point where we can then reduce it down. But in saying that, when you go into when you've been invited to an event and it's the client has hired a DJ, keep in mind this client is the one that had requested what the DJ to play. So, and unless the client said, look, I'm happy for you to accept the request, sure, happy days. The same thing goes in the club industry as well. So I've been
Yeah.
playing in clubs.
No, wait, Levi. Just
Mm,
what I'm going to say. Really, very important topic we're talking now about it.
yeah.
You said something about the when the someone have a wedding can invite different ages.
Mm-hmm.
Some elder people, some young
Correct.
people, something like that. Because
Correct.
wedding, everyone is coming. It's a mix.
Mm-hmm.
But your rule you apply as a DJ, you put something in the middle. Special old generation, new generation. You
Mm-hmm.
play the two songs at the same
Yeah.
time. It
Mm-hmm.
make event beautiful.
Yeah.
But if you say, okay, these they're all people just we don't like to play for them are going to play, for example, like play the hip hop for the all generation. They
No.
don't want to go to play. They see something very
Absolutely.
stupid. Yeah, yeah. Go
Absolutely,
ahead.
absolutely. But then as well, whenever we go and do those events, we keeping in mind that there are the two different age groups in there, the younger ones and the older one. But
Yeah,
there are some cases where when you play for the older parents, and no disrespect to them, right? It means for them it feels like they want us to play for the whole entire thing for them. What about the other people, right? So when we then change the dynamic to play for the other younger crowd, right? To give them a bit of a chance. We 99% of the time we'll get an elderly, parent or an auntie will come and say, Malta Geru music, they can get Tanasco, but nama dena get Yasukar. So there's a bit of like a rivalry that, because look, we respect our elders 100%. However, we also as DJs has a very, I guess, a difficult job to do because we try to satisfy everybody, but you can't, because as soon as you play all the things like P Square, Low J, Whiskey, and they're all dancing, but yeah, ante biye galasma music then bigero come on better, the young one's gonna come as well. So you have to be in an equal that, hey, yes, itajafe hafla tabijalabo, can DJ Alaba one or two, three songs the Nascobar, can all get le shabab kaman sukeren kaman shunu, you have to command be patient. Dorta ke bija kaman. Like in Magal,
yeah.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I understand where you come from, but the reason is, come on, Musulia Girija, the MC, the
Mm-hmm.
MC with a wedding, so if wedding or whatever is event, the
Mm-hmm.
MC is supposed to be linked with you guys, and there is more good communication to make something work for everybody. Learn the
Yeah.
time limit, for wedding,
Mm-hmm.
for example, the party start from 7 o'clock p.m. finish
Mm-hmm.
midnight. Midnight you
Yeah.
have 5 hours. Five
Mm-hmm.
hours you need to deal with the different style of music, with different style for the yeah, nasal gini, na school different Nigeria bitam mentality.
Aye.
Mangi reception bitam is different.
Mm-hmm.
So for shokol takiri bukun shwes up. Like the point is why Anina Mab, why we didn't apply the South Sudanese music. That's
I'll
the
tell you.
issue. We need to put
Yeah.
more pressure for South Sudanese music to bring up all the time to make our
Aye.
party you look more professional.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
Tarif,
yeah,
the most important thing is, I think when I met you in Brisbane a couple
yes,
of weeks ago, just bear with me.
yeah,
There was a thing around when I was talking about the access to material, okay, contents, the Albija directly mean Juba.
mhm,
So that's where I think is the because for me, I've been DJing in the mainstream a lot, and I haven't kept tab of what's going on back home in Juba or the artists and things like that. But I think from you as a radio presenter, you do have access to a lot of those networks. So I think what it is, if there is I'll give you an example. So with a lot of the songs that we find these days, like Afro beats, hip hop, whatever, there is a website or a platform where people can go and actually buy those music. You see? So I don't think we have something like this as of yet. So sometimes,
yeah, yeah,
some of us who get this music because you might have, a family relative in Juba, well, if Sudan, yala ozoldo bodilate information shouldn't be hassling like in a lot of us who play in the mainstream, because we're focused solely there. Sometimes we miss the opportunity to know the updates. If you have to go na jadi tala fi juba, you there to find jadi tala tala. Like everybody knows, Silver X. Everybody knows, John Frog. But maybe there's more
Yeah,
artists
there is
than these
more,
people.
more thousand of them. Seika
Yeah,
number one, WJ
absolutely.
King,
Yeah,
Sweet J,
100%.
Kesha
So
K, whatever. There is a
yeah, I do.
different names. Yeah.
100%. I don't have a problem playing it, but it's more so where can I find them? You see, that's the big question. Where can
Yeah,
I find them? Where is the
thank you.
platform?
Thank you very much. You say something about platform. Yani, you could fit platform, one platform, all the
Mm-hmm.
musician tamanaje and buku wahid. Yani
Hi,
DJ can find the songs there.
and
I think
100%. Hi.
this is the good message for the community as well. I think a couple of days ago, I have an interview with one of the musician, gospel music. Her
Hi.
name is Naida Chiro from Kampala. She's from South Sudan, but is living in Kampala. She told me
Mm-hmm.
the same thing you say now. Say, suppose the South Sudanese have a platform. يعني حاجه اللي بليمو انه الناس بقدر بيلقوا اغاني توم جيتالا لكن when you put song in YouTube and Facebook or something like that, it's not enough because
Yeah, it's
yeah, it's not enough because the people can listen to it, so people can just ignore it.
and,
Yeah,
and look, and
yeah,
it's a great point
yeah, it's
because
very good. Yeah,
for a lot of us young people who are, intelligently great with technology and finding things, but obviously for a lot of the older crowd, nas antiyaru kida de, nas
mhm.
abe kubar for umur de, sometimes kalam tal umugal burafeti show agani fi YouTube de, sab.
Nothing.
So yeah,
Yeah,
so the reason why a lot of us DJs we play so many of those from Nigeria because there's a platform, we know where to find
yeah,
them, we know where to look,
absolutely, absolutely.
so
Mm. I thank you very much for that. I'm very happy, Anna Maksud Kalis, and you bring these words outside. Yani, huko is getting if short break. Let's go to short break, and then we're coming back again.
You are listening to Google Radio 24/7. From morning to evening, every day. It's the best traditional culture and entertainment radio online. You can download from Google Player or App Store. Google Radio, the voice of future.
Okay, thank you very much, Levi. We'll come back again. Just before we go to the next question, just I'm still talking about the DJ issue. And
hmm
sometimes I saw a lot of parties, and I got couldn't confuse. Sometimes it's more confusing.
I
So the DJ play songs,
hmm
the same song, couple party before they play the same song. The
hmm
same song continue to play. I don't
yeah.
know why. There is no feeling. يعني انت ما بفيل مثلا gonna date for party every party it could the same song. People listen.
My
What is going on?
ماشي في فاجة بقولوا trend, يعني قلنا طالع جديد is the hottest thing in the city, حاجة الناس اللي بعرفه.
No,
so
no,
yeah.
no, it's not like that. They all song. Ma gonna Jadid Lisa, the one is coming on spotlight. Everyone
Mhm.
need to listen to it. This is the one different. The same old song. They repeat it to play again and again and again and again. I don't know what is going on with this DJ.
Let's just say those DJs are beginning to be comfortable. They're not willing to explore outside of the box. Yeah, yeah, as a DJ, you have to be willing to be outside of the box, not just be the same DJ that plays. I mean, you could play the same song, but what you can do, you can maybe remix it, maybe add a different beat to make it sound even, sound different and new, but not the same sort of, tune. Like, for example, the great thing with technology, which technology is an amazing thing, it's that, it gives you more abilities to explore, other avenues to be a little bit creative. So a good example, if you're using, let's say, a laptop and you're using a program called Serato, for example, they have the ability for you to basically either just play the a cappella of the song and you can just play another instrumental behind it. It makes it like brand new. So you have tons of ways that you can sort of make your music sound a little bit different, or as a DJ to make you look unique. But I would say this: if you've been DJing for more than 20 years and you haven't, challenged yourself to get outside of the box, out of your comfort zone, then you are not elevating yourself. You're
Yeah.
not even bringing something fresh to the table. Like most DJs that I know, like I can tell you, they will go spend 10,000, 15,000 on a
Equipment.
computer equipment,
Yeah.
but yet you're only using it at a basic level, which is understandable. Maybe that's where you want it to be. But I think for you, because the industry is very competitive, so
Yeah.
to be competitive, you must also trying to elevate your skill one level after the another. Otherwise, you'll just remain the same person that plays Kofi Olomide for the last 30, 50 years. So, and
Yeah, you look boring, isn't it?
yeah, exactly.
Okay, thank you very much, Levy, for that. Let's go. What's the challenge facing you guys, especially DJ? This most challenge facing you?
Look, I think every DJ is different. If I can speak just personally for myself,
Yes, of
I
course.
think it's more so, networks of opportunity. But the thing is though, what I mean by that, just because you're gonna book a DJ to come from Brisbane to go to Melbourne, don't always think that you have to pay them cheap. Consider their flight, their accommodations, right? The things the things, just bear with me, the things that they need to get to your destination safely, right? So a lot of those things we take into consideration. Some people say, "Well, DJs Delia could be charging like almost $2,000, for digital." But you have to understand the DJ is a stressful job. I mean, the stressful part of it when you're doing private functions like weddings and things like that. Lanu bashe,
Mm.
debi can gal get music there, debi can gal na mazu day. So it's a lot. By the time you leave, waja rasta na khalas, it's too much. Compared to if you're playing in a nightclub, it's different. Nanu, you have your own DJ booth. There's a security guard. Lofizol, if Lofizol is you don't like, you can tell the security guard to push this person. Everything is okay. So, but when we go and do those bigger events and bigger shows, think about we have to set up everything, multiple speakers, all of the cables, management, then the lighting. So we the people that making sure that the sound is good. So when we charge you 1,200, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, it's for a reason because that job is hard. If we take an average person who just knows how to select whatever and you put him in front of a DJ machine, they will never know what to do with those things because it's too overwhelming. So I think one of the biggest thing is people just want to pay us cheap. We can do it to a certain extent, but I don't want to be known as the cheapest DJ in the country. I have expenses I have to pay for. And the other thing as well is trustworthy. You see, because sometimes you go there and then they're not gonna pay you on time. So and they say Gurushka Nagis Kerana Dafa. It doesn't work like that. So you have to appreciate the craft. It's like if you're not good with mechanic in your car, you'll have to go pay a mechanic who could do a fantastic job to repair your car. We're not different. The only thing we just do, we just play music to make your event great. At the same time is communication. One of the biggest thing is communication. It's like when somebody book you and you're trying to call them to confirm certain things or to make sure the party is good, you can ask them, do you have your own playlist you want me to play for at your party? Making them do a rhyme in bellet. That's can we have to play for you. So we need to confirm a lot of things. So if you're not communicating with us, it makes our job difficult. And sometimes we don't want to deal with that. We want to deal with people that can work with us hand in hand so we can create a win-win situation for both of us. We get paid correctly, it's a successful party that they have. And it's also a good thing as well, because of most clients I work with, I will ask them, you know do you have, like your guests, do they have music that they want me to play as well? So now I'm starting to collect more music because the client is giving me their playlist. Now they're starting asking their friends about music that they will enjoy. They'll also give me a list as well. So by the end of it, everybody's happy because I've done my job and I've done to the best of my ability and I played as much as I can, even though I'm out of miss couple of songs here and there, but at least for the majority of the night, the event was a success because of that joint collaboration.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Just about the challenges, what you said now. Yes, that's right things. Yeah, but there's something on there add there.
Mm-hmm.
DJ, what I saw my eyes always. Some people don't have any experience with DJ at all.
Ah, yes. Mm-hmm.
They put themselves behind the thing, and then they play a different song in
Mm-hmm.
his own choice. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you don't care feeling with another the people dancing or a crowd. They
Yep.
do something just by own way.
Yeah.
And then some people feeling this thing is getting boring all the time.
Yeah. Well, the
And
thing
then they
is,
don't want to change. You say something about you need to change. Some people can learn,
absolutely,
get experience.
100%.
From there, you can change your career a little bit step by step. You can't stuck on the one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Year, the same thing. There is no change. Listen,
Yep.
you're not professional DJ. That's
Hun-
that's why I need to add.
100%.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and it's going back to my original point
yeah.
in the earlier conversation.
Mhm.
Yani, ita bugulta DJ, like in Shinu, there's different aspects and skills and technique. You see? You can be a DJ, I'll best be press button or gonna mashi, but you press another button and then they don't even mix together. So and just because they're paying you thousands and hundreds of dollars, you immediately think that look, it's okay to think that you're a DJ, but go to a DJ school, learn the techniques. There's
Yeah.
things like called beat matching,
Yes.
the things like how to mix two songs, so they're all kind of go smoothly together, not wahid here, and they're clashing, they don't even sound too good. And that's what you get for a lot of people who will just my advice is
Yeah. Yeah.
if you're going to be booking a DJ for your party, it doesn't matter if this DJ plays hip hop or Afrobeats, whatever. Ask them to give you a link of their mixing. And what I mean by that, there's a difference of a DJ have a like a mixtape or mix online. Anybody can go get a mix online and put it and say, I have done this. But there's ones where when you can clearly see them in a video, where you can see them actually like playing live, and that's when like this person actually is a credible DJ. He's been doing it for years. You can see, the technical skills, how they blend two songs together. So that is the art of a DJ. Anybody can be a DJ. That's not a problem, but it's more the art form. How can you blend two songs together that when people are listening, it doesn't seem like Tragic careful, they can see
Yeah.
it's just consistent. It's
Come together.
consistent all the way through. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Can you please, what are your advice for the upcoming DJ? Because, a lot of young people, anyone will be DJ.
hmm
What are your advice for them?
So look, there's nothing wrong for wanting to pursue your dreams of wanting to become a DJ. But just like when you got your first learner's permit to drive, you have to go to a school to learn, the skills. Put the money towards your investment, because if it's gonna cost you, I don't know, $75 an hour to do a training course, not online, actually physically going to an actual school where they teach you, like the basic fundamentals of DJ, do that. Because once you learn that, you can easily charge somebody $500, $600, $1,000 because you have the skill set, right? So, but just because you can go spend 15 grand on a DJ equipment, and then you do one or two parties, and then like 6 months later, you're not doing anything, you're just gonna feel very discouraged, and it's gonna feel like this does not work. And now you wasted, 10 grand, $15,000 for equipments that you can't even barely explore a lot of the foundation and basic on how to use it. So my advice is invest in your craft. If it's gonna cost you money to be from point A to point B, great, and then point B to point C, then do that consistently. and always learn other things of like, remixing songs, and watch a lot of videos, train yourself, be proactive. Don't just wait for things to happen. Just be proactive to trying to get to your end result. So yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Levi. Fantastic. Let's go to short break before we ending our program.
You are listening to Google Radio 24/7. From morning to evening, every day. It's the best traditional culture and entertainment radio online. You can download from Google Player or App Store. Google Radio, the voice of future.
Yeah. What do you look yourself in 5 years come, Levi?
Look, I like to see myself, doing a bit of tours, and actually go to different places. I haven't been to Juba yet, but at some point I'd like to, uh, you know, go to Juba at some point, do a show over there, and even potentially teaching people the basics, fundamentals of DJing, if you want to learn that, because I've been doing it for many many years. But also have the ability of a network where I know what is the freshest song that's coming from all of our artists from South Sudan, and look, like I said, you definitely have a fantastic platform because this is where I think all these artists should consider having their songs played at your radio so they can get more exposure, but at the same time is that also having a platform where all of us can work collaboratively, and at the end of the day, look, a big message to my brothers and sisters over there, wherever you are, if you're listening, let's forget the ego thing, that I'm better than anybody, because I always say that in order for us cohesively to be able to progress, let's leave the ego alone and just trying to see what we can do, what skill set you have that I don't have that I can contribute, towards the main common goal of what we want to achieve. If you look at it like Chinese, for example, all over the world, you go anywhere in the world, there's Chinatown. They've built because of the community a strong,
Yeah,
they,
unity.
unity. That's why they've been successful. If you go anywhere in the world, Chinatown, Chinese food here, Asian food, because they're also dominating, their own real estates all over the world. So, and that just comes to where they don't worry about ego. It's more about how can we become financially better, so
Yeah.
we can leave things for the next generation, to look at, like, look what our forefathers have done. That way, with that mentality in mind, we can do so much, and we can rebuild so much. We can build programs to
Yep.
kind of help elevate, the younger youth. So there's a lot we can do, but it all just has to start with, a small collective of people that will then eventually expand.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Levi. Just I need to add something very quick. You can help as well.
Sure.
I know in Brisbane, how many DJ there in Brisbane?
Oh, there's a lot of us.
Yeah. For example, if Brisbane is 4 5 DJ,
Hmm.
in Melbourne there is 2 3 4 5 DJ in Sydney,
Hmm.
Western
Yep.
Australia, all over the Australia. For example, if you create one board, for example, one platform, all of you to be together, I think that's a
Hmm.
good idea. This is my opinion. What do you
Look,
think?
I have put the idea before. Even to, for example, like I sometimes will get somebody will message me on my social media and say, "Hey, look, there's this client wanting somebody to be booked. This person has this budget, blah 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 blah." If I can't do it, I will then contact somebody that I know in my network of DJs and say, "Hey, look, here's something, would you want to take it?" And usually they ask how much it is, and I usually tell them this is what they're offering. And usually 99% of the time the response is like, I just can't do cheap stuff. So for me, the reason why I've able to do a lot of been able to network and so many things is because if somebody's like reaching me for the first time and say, look, this is what I'm offering, let me give them the benefit of that they've never prepared and know, how much the DJ is costing. So I'm gonna give them the benefit of that, and I'll accept whatever they offer, because for me, I'm actually going to that event. It's a network event for me. I'm getting my name out there. So I've put out to a few friends that I know, but there's always the response is, when you try to, touch base to say, hey, let's actually put the groundwork, people just kind of stay quiet. So, but for me, like, I'm open to it. I did fly to Melbourne, I think before COVID-19, and I did play in one of the events in Carlton. I think I was at a venue called Carlton in Melbourne, but I'm open to do more. So if there's opportunities, or anybody who's in this radio listening, he's in Melbourne, Sydney, whatever, if you're wanting to, I guess, open up the pathway to now see what we can do, I'm open to it. But my advice to you would be, leave your ego aside. You want to work with me, leave your ego aside.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would just say, you know what, my friend, you go your own way. I don't think we can work together, because ego is the thing that kills people.
Yeah. Okay. What is your favorite musician in South Sudan? What is the favorite musician?
Man, you're killing me with this, because see, the only people I know is just Silver X and John Frog, because I think John Frog came, but I don't know many.
We go shout out for Silver X. I think he can watching us right now. He's in Sydney. Shout out for him. So anyway, one day I'll bring him back as well in the studio here. We need to talk more. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You have
and that's what. And like, that's what I'm saying. I don't know the network, so I'm not too familiar with a lot of those artists. So I'm pretty bad. So forgive me if you're a South Sudanese artist and you're saying, like this, because there's no platform available for me or for us to know what's going on back home, or what you guys are doing outside of Juba. So yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much. What is your last words you need to tell to our audience, please?
Look, my last words will be, always be grateful, knowing that you are alive today and you can accomplish things, but not always accomplish things for you to get some sort of a sense of pride or ego. It's more it's more what you're doing to encourage or help others who are maybe in the same situation, or maybe they're looking for something that will just kind of give them that uplift where they were to where they want to be.
Yes, thank you very much. وانا بتكلم بعربي تجربة وانا بشكر ليفي لاكو from Brisbane. طبعا دي جي تينا وزمان ناس كتير ما بعرفوا. طبعا هو the first time طبعا بيصير في راديو بتاع جوجو، وانا قبل كده عمل مو انترفيو في Equatorial Cultural Day في Brisbane، لكن برضو كمان نجيبه لايف عشان كمان ناس ثانيين كانوا يعرفوا زياده. وكمان رساله ثانيه للناس الدي جي بتاعنا الموجودين في كل مكان، whatever انت قاعد عيننا وتقع اسمع لنا، بليز دي جي ما شغل سهل، وزي ما هو ونسو وداير حاجه تكون لك اكسبيرينس كويس. هي زول طبعا ممكن يكون دي جي تو كان different age، young people older people whatever، لكن انت لازم يكون عندك خبره، يعني انت تاخذ اكسبيرينس من الناس اللي عندهم رول موديل عارفين اكسبيرينس في مجال بتاع دي جي. الدي جي ما قال بس بلاي حاجات لانه حسب مزاج تاكي، انت شوف مزاج الجمهور بتاع كراود الجاي انت الجلس اللي انت سنمن بالدانس باغاني تاكي. وكمان تلقى ماركتينج بتاعك للناس اللي بقدر باجريتها اون في مناسبات التومن المختلفه. زماننا كاساس سودانيز ان يجيبوا دائما حفلات كتير. انا من هنا انا بجيف طبعا دي رساله بتاعنا من جوجل راديو وهذا في برنامج ميوزك ان لايف، طبعا باستاذ دي جي الكبير ليفي لاكو. Levi, we tell you thank you very much for your time with us today on Google Radio. وانا ما عندي كلام كتير. I say bye bye وانا بليم في زمان تاني. Bye bye.
شكرا لكم. يلا مع السلامة.
You are listening to Google Radio 24/7 from morning to evening every day. It's the best traditional culture and entertainment radio online. You can download from Google Player or App Store. Google Radio, the voice of future.